Hi everyone, Tyler Common here, better known to all of you as Common Revolt. 2024 has been a wild year for me. It really feels like I'm still just getting started. I have those of you watching this video to thank. Whether or not you're a subscriber from 10 years ago, or you're someone who just discovered my channel recently, maybe you were just served this video by the YouTube algorithm and have no idea who I am. Either way, I couldn't be more grateful. In this video, I'm going to share my top 15 favorite releases from 2024. I've never really been a fan of placing numerical values on art, specifically music, so for the most part, the order of this list is based solely upon how many times I listened to each of these albums. I loved all these albums and I'm very excited to share them all with you. For all those that are interested, I'm going to link a playlist in the link tree of the description of this video for both Spotify and Apple Music users, featuring tracks from all my favorite releases that are mentioned in this video and a few more that weren't. Kicking off my list at number 15 is Knocked Loose with their third studio album, You Won't Go Before You're Supposed To. This album took the world of rock music by storm and was a missing piece that the band really needed to level up. The best part of this is the band leveled up commercially just because this album is really that good. Since the album's release, the band have gone on multiple sold-out tours, including one supporting Slipknot, landed an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live, and even netted their very first Grammy nomination for the song Suffocate featuring Poppy. Sitting at number 14 is Short and Sweet by Sabrina Carpenter. Undoubtedly one of the biggest releases in pop music in all of 2024. The album's lead single, Espresso, was crowned the most streamed song globally on Spotify for this year, netting over 1.6 billion streams. What a lot of listeners don't realize is that this is Sabrina's 6th studio album, and with some previous commercial success under her belt, it wasn't until this album dropped that she became a pop phenomenon. Number 13 on my list is Let It Happen's second studio album, A Space for Emptiness. The independent rock band from Cincinnati, Ohio returned for their first LP in 10 years, a follow-up to 2014's Cause and Effect, one of my favorite records of all time. Their sophomore album was a long time coming for the band, sharing sonic similarities to bands like Jimmy Eat World, Paramore, and The Maine. I highly recommend this record. Number 12 on my list is Doechii's album, Alligator Bites Never Heal, the third mixtape by the rapper. Released through Top Dog Entertainment, the record label most commonly attributed to Kendrick Lamar and SZA, Doechii's been crafting a lane entirely of her own and cements that even further with this mixtape. The production is top-notch, her flow is unlike anyone else in hip-hop right now. She's certainly one to keep an eye on. She also just released arguably the best Tiny Desk session I've ever seen. Do yourself a favor and check this out right this instant if you haven't already. Number 11 on my list is Neck Deep's self-titled album. The pop-punk band's 5th studio album finds the group writing some of the catchiest choruses of their career thus far, with We Need More Bricks and Heartbreak of the Century being big standouts. This LP never overstays its welcome. At 10 tracks and 33 minutes, there's sure to be something for all fans of guitar-driven music. Number 10 is a spot held by Beachweather's second studio album, Melt. This indie pop trio have had a monumental run this year as it continued to ride the success of viral sleeper hit Sex, Drugs, Etc., which was tacked on to last year's debut album, Pineapple Sunrise. This album is easily Beachweather's most cohesive release, with some of the best songs that they've ever written as a band. My personal favorites on this album include Paranormal Activity and Hottest Summer on Record. Number 9 on my list is Chromakopia by Tyler the Creator. This release really surprised me. Tyler the Creator is an artist I have long admired yet haven't connected with on a deeper level, but that all changed for me with this album. With this being his 8th studio album, it has made me revisit the rest of his discography in a new light. To say that this is a very powerful body of work would be an understatement. Produced entirely by Tyler himself, the album features a star-studded guest list of appearances including Doechii, Childish Gambino, Sexy Red, Solange, Thundercat, Santigold, Glorilla, Daniel Caesar, and Lil Wayne. Number 8 on my list is State Champs by State Champs. 12 songs make up the pop-punk quartet's 5th studio album. This album showcases a band that's not only comfortable in their skin, but finding new ways to push forward, all while delivering an LP that their core fans will love and new listeners can easily latch onto. With big choruses, big production that never feels too shiny, and riffs for days, it's what State Champs does best, and it makes total sense why they chose this to be their self-titled effort. Number 7 is Divine Urge by Elke. This is an album that's hard to accurately describe. It's like if Regina Spektor sang lead vocals for a Nine Inch Nails release, and I mean that in a complimentary way. The songs are bold, eccentric, and the production, helmed by Nashville-based producer Jake McMullen, is sharp but never overstays its welcome. Elke is an artist that is just getting started with a groove on each track that's unique, yet fits the flow of the whole record, like each track is a piece to the larger puzzle. If I tell you that Paramore's Zach Farrell plays drums in this whole album, maybe that could further entice you to check it out. This thing rules and continues to evolve in my life with each listen. Number 6 is Country by Medium Build. When I first heard the album's opening track, Beach Chair, it stopped me dead in my tracks. I wasn't able to listen to the rest of the album at first because I was too busy listening to Beach Chair over and over again. Once I was able to do that, I was blown away even more. Medium Build songs shine so much to me because of the visceral storytelling in every track, the perfect balance of honesty and authenticity, and it never feels forced. Lots of tearjerkers on this thing too. I mean that in a good way. Someone that is often numb to emotions, I cherish art like this that breaks down those walls for me. Number 5 is Cupcakke's Dauntless Manifesto. I've been following Cupcakke for a very long time now, and to say her growth has been incredible to watch would be putting it lightly. This album is by far her most focused work. With a leveled up production and a stronger sense of identity than ever before, the independent Chicago-based rapper whose real name is Elizabeth Harris delivers like never before with this album. While there may be a whole subgenre on social media dedicated to Cupcakke remixes of anything and everything, don't let that be the reason to overlook her artistry. She has consistently remained one of my favorite artists, and this album just continues to drive that feeling home. Number 4 is Brat by Charli XCX. What is there to say about this album that hasn't already been said? It speaks for itself. Pop bangers with sleek production and with a marketing impact that will be studied for generations to come. Number 3 is Blue Super Love by Evenson. This is the debut album from an artist that is undeniably going to take over the world in 2025. With an opening track that begs the question,
why be more than just a face? Why be more if I am erased?
Pitchfork described the mood of this album as a house with the gas left on and liable to combust at the strike of a match, and I think that's beautiful. Number 2 is GNX by Kendrick Lamar, the 6th album from one of the greatest artists of all time. Kendrick surprise dropped this album at noon on a Friday at the tail end of November. Kendrick shook the earth this year with the long-winded but certainly not overstated feud with rapper Drake. So it only made sense for him to continue this victory lap with a new album. While he's scheduled to perform at the Super Bowl in 2025, this album is yet another piece of history in the making in the story of Kendrick Lamar. There isn't a lot more that I can say that can accurately depict just what a genius this guy is. You just have to go listen to it for yourself. Before I get to my number 1 pick of the year, I want to give an honorable mention to my own album that I released called Future Cowboy Don't Let Me Down. I spent 2.5 years working on this album and released it in August of this year independently. Indie rock, folk rock, alternative rock. My band name is called Noveltysongs, and the album is called Future Cowboy Don't Let Me Down. Thought it would be weird to put my own album as number 1, so I'm not going to do that. But if you feel so inclined, we'd love for you to check it out. And that's the end of my shameless plug. Thanks for listening.
I wanna play a big tune in a little room. I wanna fuck things up, wanna kill the moon. I'm gonna break myself in half so you can put it together.
My album of the year at number 1 for 2024 is Juniper by Northbound. This is the album that I have not been able to stop listening to since it was released in July of this year. A 10-track LP with no skips. Northbound is the project of John Frazier, a Florida-grown and Los Angeles-based musician who I've known for well over a decade at this point. Emotionally forward rock songs that feature larger-than-life choruses and guitar riffs that are all bark and all bite. The attention to detail behind every track is something to behold. It's about time you stop sleeping on Northbound. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. I'm going to leave a Spotify playlist in the description of this video featuring songs from all my favorite releases that I mentioned in this video, and a few more that weren't. Common Revolt is just getting started. Thanks again for all the love and support you guys have shown me this year. Hoping for a great 2025, and many more videos are on the way.